Alright. So, how do I get rid of the interface again?
When you pull up the broadcast settings, in there, there'll be like some options. It says like view comments and shit.
Yeah.
Have a check mark beside it. Uncheck it, and then it goes.
Okay. It's so slow. I think I got it. Yeah, we're good. Alright, we can move on in, guys.
Off because I don't trust myself to get through holes with the teleport.
Yeah, when we come back out, we'll just pull these 4 weird frog-looking things, fishes or whatever. Yeah, I'll show you. No, yeah, I'll show you. Alright, everybody come on out and we're gonna talk about it real quick. Okay, so anybody have any experience running in the gauntlet?
Yeah, I've run inside before.
Okay. And anybody else?
I don't have any.
Okay, so that's pretty much just one. Alright, so we're going to have somebody go on the inside and run who hasn't done it before. Okay, so yeah, Slim, you've been through this enough that you've got a good handle on it, so let's put you on the inside. We'll have Slim run on one team, and who was the other person who said they ran?
Dixie.
Dixie? Okay, so Dixie, where we're going to do this is you, me, and Zombies are a team, and then Slim, Trade, and Chaz are the other team, okay? So let's first line everybody up real quick. So there's 2 entrances into the gauntlet. So for Dixie, you're gonna go in here at the dog. Do you see the machine down here at the end? I mean, you know how it works. So that's where you're gonna go in. Slim, you'll go in the opposite, which I believe is Chalice. Yeah. So Slim, you're going in on Chalice. Okay. Over here, Tim, if you'll come over here. Tim, you're gonna start here at Chalice.
Hold on. Look the wrong way. I'm coming. Yep, I see.
This is where you start. This is your home at the beginning of each run. So this is where you start. You'll clear ads on this particular area, and once they're clear, you'll jump up onto the pillar to begin the second process. But for now, just line up here. The other guy on their team, that was Chaz. Chaz, you'll start over here on Sun, and you'll clear ads on Sun. Okay. All right.
Yep.
Now, or that door. There's 2 doors.
Okay.
On each side. Yeah. Okay. Basically, guys, I'm just going to explain it because me and Chris, we know our side, and if you've ran before, you know what to do. So for you guys here on this side, basically what happens is after you clear the ads that come out, it'll be 2 rounds coming out of both doors of 2 big guys and a Scion, and then you'll hear a tone and like a Legionnaire, like the really big dudes will come out. You got to make sure you take down all your ads, including the big dude, before we move to the second process. But after you clear out the big dudes, if you're Chaz, you're going to stay right here on Sun, and basically, Tim, you're going to jump up onto the pillar here at Chalice, right? Yep. Your runner is going to run over here, and he's going to grab the ball, which is going to teleport him inside the gauntlet, and he'll be teleported in where I'm standing right now. Inside those 2 pieces of metal, he'll be locked in right there. He's going to be running in a clockwise fashion this way. So he's going to be running towards the first holes here at Chalice. what you're going to do is, Tim, as you're standing up on the pillar, you're going to be looking at those 3 arrows that are right above or right below the chalice. Do you see the 3 arrows that are pointing down? Underneath the chalice. Okay.
Yeah, I got you.
And Chaz, you as well. After you clear your ads, you're basically going to move over here next to the pillar on the ground here, and you're going to be looking at the arrows. The way you're going to do this, guys, is as your runner approaches the big holes that are underneath the chalice inside the gauntlet, those 9 holes you can see from here. As he approaches those, as long as Tim is on his
plate.
Column, whatever, plate, whatever you want to call it, pillar, the holes are all going to light up red or green. I can't remember which way it is, but one of them's going to be a different color. Yeah, I think it's red and one of them turns green, or all of them are green and one of them turns red. Anyway, you'll notice that one of them's a different color. The runner on the inside, which again, that will be Slim. Slim, you'll call out, which hole is lit up, basically top, middle, or bottom. And depending upon what he says to you guys, whether he says top, middle, or bottom, you're going to shoot the opposite arrows. So, as an example, if he calls out top, you're going to shoot the middle and the bottom. If he calls out middle, you're going to shoot the top and the bottom. If he calls out bottom, you're going to shoot the top and the middle. You got that part?
Yeah.
Now, which one do you shoot? Well, it's real easy. The guy on the pillar always shoots the highest of the 2. The guy on the floor always shoots the lowest of the 2. So again, if he calls out top, that means Tim shoots middle, Chaz, you shoot bottom. If he calls out middle, that means Tim, you shoot top, and Chaz, you shoot bottom. And if he calls out bottom, that means Tim, you shoot top, and Chaz, you shoot middle. You follow?
Yeah, I got you.
So basically, always shoot the lower of whatever 2 he doesn't call out if you're on the floor, and Tim, you always shoot the higher of the 2. You don't have to shoot immediately. You just have to shoot roughly at the same time and before he jumps through the hole. So he'll be running from that spot I showed you towards the holes. He'll see the hole that's lit up as he approaches it. You guys shoot the arrows opposite of what he says, and that will add a time, prism or something that he's going to collect, jumping through the hole that was lit up, the one that he saw. If you guys shoot the arrows correctly, they'll turn green, and he'll get the extra time. If you shoot them incorrectly or you don't shoot them in time, they'll turn red, and you basically failed it, and he won't get a time bonus. You can miss 1 arrow set per run, and he can still make it out. But if you miss 2, he's going to die before he gets out. He'll run out of time. So do your best to pay attention to what he calls, shoot the opposite, and make sure, Tim, you shoot the higher one, Chaz, you shoot the lower one. Basically at the same time. Usually what we have is we have the guy on the floor kind of call out when he's next to you so that you guys can shoot at the same time. Like Chris will, for example, he'll say, all right, shoot. And we base it on him because he has an extra step. Tim, once you shoot the arrows and they turn green, your job is to immediately jump off the plate and running clockwise towards the right, go to the next plate and get on top of it. Because he can't see which hole to call out until you're on top of that plate. So as soon as you shoot the arrows and they turn red or green, whichever way it goes, immediately jump off the plate and run to the right and jump on the next plate. And
so
wait
I would
for
go from here to like
axis. Exactly, yeah. You're always going to be moving to the right. Now on the floor, Chaz, you have one extra job. After you shoot your arrow, your job is to immediately run towards the plate here, or towards the arrows, if you want to say. As soon as he clears the hole, as soon as he jumps through the hole, moving to the next section, a scion will appear on the ground. You got to run up and melee that scion to prevent it. Yeah, it's in a bubble, so you got to get in the bubble and punch it. You know what I mean? You got to get up in there. As soon as you do that, as long as you do it relatively quickly, that's all you'll have to do, and you'll move to the next one. But if you're a little slow getting to him, a scion may appear on top of these flames that are in front of each of these things. Those you can shoot. But as long as you do it quickly, like as soon as you shoot your arrows, you're running up here, and you're right here as he jumps through, you should be able to punch the. That's true. Yeah, listen to. Yes. No. If you don't hit it, and let's say you hit it like a couple seconds late, he'll spawn a couple extra scions on top of the fire. At which point you have to shoot those.
They're like
so
the bathhouse scions.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of people forget about them, But those will blow you up. So just try to be on top of the scions as soon as they appear, and smacking them so we don't have to worry about the extra ones. But basically, after you smack that, Tim will already be on the pillar on the other side. Your guy will be running. You're basically running across to stand next to the pillar, right over here. Once you get here, you'll call it out like shoot, shoot, shoot. You'll have already heard which call out. He'll have made the call out by this point. And let's say he says top. So you're on the ground down here, Chaz. You'll shoot the bottom arrow, and Tim, you'll shoot the middle arrow, and they'll turn green. Gotcha. At which point, again, Chaz, you'll move forward underneath the arrows to punch the scion. Tim, you'll immediately jump from this pillar and move over to the next pillar and get in position so he can call out the next one. And we'll just rotate through. It's one complete circle each round. So you'll start off at the axes, you'll start off at chalice, and you'll move around all the way to sun. Sun will be the last one you have to do, at which point your guy will run through and he'll pop out here at chalice. For the guys that pop out with the balls, your job is to run into the middle where we started and slam the balls into this weird plate thing that we started on. We'll have to do that 3 times. After 3 times of doing that, exact same pattern, exact same thing, we'll all head to the middle plate here, and we'll all get teleported into the gauntlet. This part is a little tricky, especially with the people being muted and whatnot. We might have to unmute real quick after we finish the 3rd phase. But basically, we all get teleported in. We all have to run the gauntlet, one whole circle. We're going to be dealing with the floor dropping out from underneath us. Those time spheres, or whatever you want to call them, we have to grab those too. The trick is, there's 6 of us going in, but at each set of holes, there's only 4 spheres. So for everyone to make it out and to be able to give us the best chance, each person has to skip at least one set of spheres through the holes. Basically, 2 people on the first one will skip it, 2 other people on the second one will skip it, and the 2 last people will skip the 3rd one. And that'll give everybody enough time to get through. Now, obviously, some people might die. As we run, they may fail in a hole, or they may not grab a sphere or something. But as long as 3 people make it out, and those 3 people can slam their balls before the timer resets on whoever died, we'll be okay. If somebody does die, and they die pretty early, as the front runners who are making it out, your job is to run as fast as you can and do a revive on that person who's down. Their spheres will be right here in the middle where you're headed anyway. So you're trying to get them up if we're on a limited time frame. Now, if we get to the end and 5 people make it out and only 1 guy died 5 seconds earlier, that's okay. We got plenty of time. Go ahead and slam the 3 balls. But if we're running limited, you see that little counter in the bottom says we got 10 seconds or something. Run over and try to res somebody, because as soon as you res somebody, it resets that 30-second timer, and then we're good. We can go ahead and slam the 3 balls. But we got to slam at least 3 balls in the middle at the end to clear this room. Like I said, it's not too hard, but if we have a lot of deaths early on, that's going to cause problems because we might not have a revive to pick people up. So it's best to try to stay alive. That's one of the biggest things about the raid, is staying alive is important, because we're all limited to 1 revive per round, or per section, if you want to say. And once we use that revive, we can't revive anymore. So stay alive is ultimately the most important thing. Other than that, we'll just kind of work at things as we go. But let's go ahead and get everybody in positions. Tim, you're already there. Chaz, you go ahead and get position. Runners, your job, since you don't have a pillar to start on, is basically just kind of to float between the 2 of your other players and help them clear ads until...
What's your light rate?
My light? Oh, Chaz.
I'm 299. I'm 297 right now. Just guns I have on, but I'm like 299.
Okay, so
I'm gonna stay with you and
yeah, stay with Chaz then. Yeah, help him. If Tim needs help, Tim, you can call it out. If you're getting stuck or you're getting ready to die, it's always more important not to die. So back off, run away, or whatever. Let your friends help you. And just make sure that when the balls come out, guys, that you're on the balls pretty quickly, because there is like a wipe that'll happen if you don't pick up your ball relatively quickly. So, keep an eye on when that appears. There's a dong sound that you'll hear that kind of indicates each phase of this. So just pay attention to that. It usually comes out right after the big guys are there and go down. So just make sure you clear your ads, because it's a pain in the ass when you're jumping across these pillars and there's like a scion or a big dude shooting at you. And you're trying to shoot those arrows. So yeah, make sure. He is. He.
Okay. I was gonna say, you can jump across big bridge if you feel comfortable, like you can hopscotch across the pillars, one at a time. If I always run outside at the stairway, they'll be falling, but they can wait for you.
Yeah.
Just run back to the center.
Yeah. Take the safe route. Take the safe route. Just run on the ground instead of trying to jump across, and just get yourself up to where you got a clear shot at the bottomest arrow, and then take your shot, and then immediately run towards the middle under the arrows to punch the scion as the ground runner, Chaz. That's what you'll do. Tim, like I said, your job is to move between the pillars as quick as you can after you make your shot. Get to the next pillar so that the ground runner on the inside can see which hole to call out. Because again, he can't see it.
Once I hit that last arrow, or when I hit my arrow, most of the ads should be gone, right?
The ads should be dead. If we do this correctly, the ads will be dead before we ever start shooting at the arrows. If everybody does their jobs.
I didn't want to run straight to the next pillar and leave whoever's here.
No. Your job, like I said, is to clear the ads first. If your ads are clear and everyone else's ads are clear, we won't have any ads to deal with. The only thing that'll have to get killed during this run will be the scions that the ground 2 people punch. You won't have any ads to worry about. You'll move between pillars and just line up your shot, waiting for your runner to call out which arrow.
As soon as you see the arrows turn green, you should run.
Yeah, as soon as the arrows turn green, or if they turn red. If you fuck up the shot, move on. Once it turns red or green, move on to the next pillar. And again, the guy on the ground, you need to wait for your runner to jump through the hole. The scions do not appear until they cross through the holes. So you may have a second or two you have to wait there as they jump through. But as soon as they jump through and the scion appears, punch it, and then again take your time, but run over to the next symbol and line up your shot, and he should be calling out which hole to shoot. Again, Tim, you don't want to shoot until the guy on the ground shoots roughly the same time. It doesn't have to be exact or anything, but you'll line up your shot and you'll wait. I saw that. You'll wait for the other person. All right, so to give us the best chance here, let's go ahead and wipe since somebody died. We can just wait for the 15 seconds.
Okay.
Heavy.
Well, I've got the raid rocket launcher, so I was going to put one rocket at each door. Okay. Okay.
Oh, would you look at that? You're all in one clan.
All right. Everybody line up.
So running with dogs, I'm with dogs and son, right?
All right. So if you're going in on dogs. So you stick with
dog and son.
Dog and axes.
Dog and axes. Okay.
Yeah, dog and axes are where we start. They're going to be Chaz is on Sun and Tim is on Chalice, with Slim helping in between those two, and then you and me and Zombies are on Axis. And again, guys, you don't stay on the same plate each time. You move to the right, always to the. No worries, that's fine. Yeah, it's tear on the dog and the Axis. So we'll go ahead and get started now. Like I said, if we have to wipe a couple times to get a feel for it, that's fine. But let's just try to stay alive as much as you can.
My only concern is when the runners meet up.
Oh yeah, hold on. Fuck, I forgot the mute part. Alright, just wing it for now. If we need to, we'll mute after this.
Just, since we're not muted, just call out the video.
Yeah, if you can do that, but...
Come on, Aim. Game up.
Guardian down.
I got
I see what you were saying, Chris, about staying behind that one spot. Yeah, they came out too far from that one side. No, it was fine until I had to reload, and then when I had to reload, it fucked me. Sorry, I'll get it.
I got it.
You got it.
Fuck, I'm down too. Fuck!
I don't have a revive.
Where you at?
Zombies, can you pick me up? The ball's out, guys. The ball's out. You should be headed in.
Grabbing it.
Alright, getting on the plate. Oh, there's a wipe coming. Yeah, that's a wipe.
Ouch.
Okay. We had a lot of deaths there. That's what happened, so.
Yeah, I logged in and came immediately into this, so a little bit of warming up is probably gonna happen.
It's alright. Alright, get in positions.
Any ammo on the ground? Probably not. I don't know.
Not after a wipe. I don't have a grenade. Ah. Yeah, I'm in trouble.
What the fuck?
They're not easy. Wish I had my sword out.
Guardian down.
Yeah, I could use some help. He's gonna... he put up a shield. Son of a bitch. I'm trying to stay alive. I gotta fall back. Alright.
Dog is top.
Yep. Chris? Moving on. Fuck. Yeah, I had to jump off for the revive. Heading to the next one.
Guardian down.
Exploded.
Yeah. Alright. Too many people went down there.
Alright.
Alright, I gotta stop this broadcasting thing. Hold on a second before we get started. Yep, and we need to mute. We need to definitely mute because it got way too confusing. So, listen. All right, Dixie, Chris, and me mute Slim. Tim, Slim, and Chaz mute Dixie. All right, there we go. I do too. How the fuck do I stop this broadcast shit? Stop. It's slowing down my damn game. It's like lagging.